Up, curly cuties? This week you guys voted and I'm going to talk about how I grew my natural hair. So let's jump right in. First off, in a recording, I wanted to say an official thank you to Houdini Graphics for doing my new intro that y'all just saw. Is like my favorite thing. But anyway, to get into this video, first I'm going to talk a little bit about why I decided to grow my hair out before I get to you guys on the how. So I was in high school. I believe it was my sophomore year. It was around Easter, and I went to the hairdresser to go get my hair done, and she was saying that there was a lot of split ends, and she cut off 3 inches. Like 3 inches of my hair was gone, and I was like I was looking in the mirror, and I almost broke down and cried. And I was in high school. Like, y'all don't understand how much that emotionally like damaged me, because it was 3 inches of my hair gone. I got to school the next day. My friends could tell, but the most important person that could tell was my guy best friend. Like, when your guy friend notices your hair is cut, your hair was cut, sis. So I was like, alright, I need to take better care of my hair, because I don't want that ever to happen again, whereas I get 3 inches of my hair cut off. So that is when I finally decided, alright, I'm going to grow out my natural hair. I'm going to treat it right so that it grows properly and healthy. And that's when I finally immersed myself in a bunch of natural hair videos. And based on those videos, talking to people, getting to know people on social media, these are just a few of the things that I've incurred that have helped me to grow literally an inch in a year, like an inch or two a year of hair. Now, y'all know this first tip I'm going to come at you with for how I grew my hair is righteous roots. So this is the oil, and it comes, I think this is, 4 ounces. And it's just a really amazing blend of 11 oils that y'all can find out more about here. And honestly, it's like one of the things that I've been using I've been using it since my freshman year of college. So about 4 years now, and it's really helped with my hair strength, hair growth, and I use this by itself as well as in deep conditioning. So deep conditioning is essential, as I'll talk about later, but this is definitely something that I use when I deep condition, because that's also essential to hair growth as well as hair health, because at the end of the day, the healthier your hair, the more it will grow. About an oil that came a little bit later in the game, the Righteous Roots Pre-Poo, and this one smells like cupcakes. So if my hair ever is like super tangly or super matted, because like sometimes life is hard, okay? Like sometimes you have to wear your hair up in a bun, sometimes you have to do all that stuff that makes your hair tend to get matte. Like it can get matted. Like if I wear a bun for more than 2 or 3 days, it's gonna get matted. So I just put some of this in it, and I really try and work it in my scalp with a conditioner or just this oil sometimes. And I just comb through my hair before I hop in the shower. And this helps prevent breakage, which ultimately helps promote growth. So promoting growth is also about scalp health, a lot about scalp health, and about how you treat your hair right before you wash it, during washing it, and after washing it. So next I'm going to talk about deep conditioning. So I tend to deep condition at least once every week or once every 2 weeks. So that being said, basically every time that I wash it or every other time I wash it, I deep condition. And people are probably like, oh my god, like that's going to take forever. But if you plan out your day and you plan stuff as I teach you guys in the video I put up here that I just did on how to plan and how to do your hair in college, if you plan your life around your hair, then you'll be fine. Like pretty much every weekend I have some time to deep condition, or like Fridays work for me, and now Tuesday, Thursdays, because of my schedule. I know my schedule. So if you know your schedule and if you understand your schedule, then you should be able to work in 30 minutes to an hour to deep condition your hair and then rinse it right back out and then style it however you see fit. So one of the other ways that I have helped promote hair growth is by doing protective styles for extended periods of time. So anywhere from 1 week to 2 weeks, sometimes even 3. I do my protective styles with just like my natural hair, so like I don't add any fake hair or anything. So typically mine lasts like a week to 2 weeks depending on like the frizz level, the humidity outside, like everything depends on that, but I try to keep protective styles in for as long as possible to just help protect my hair. Like this one, this is a protective style because for the past 2 or 3 days I wore it out, so I'm like, alright, well I need to compromise and I need to wear it like twisted up just to make sure that I'm maintaining like my length and I'm not getting it all tangled and matted up, because that can actually prevent growth by giving you like knots and tangles in places that knots and tangles normally wouldn't be. So you just want to make sure that you're doing protective styles and brushing them out properly before you put them into protective styles, because you don't want to like brush out a knot and then like a whole chunk of hair falls out. You always want to brush from the bottom up and go very slowly before you do a protective style. And yeah, that's pretty much it with protective styles. This protective style I actually have a video on up above that I did when I have broken my fingers, so it's a longer video, but it's worth it to watch it because I do go really slow because of the fact that I broke my finger, so make sure you guys check it out. And on that note of protective styles, if you're anything like me and you're like, I can't do a style for like that long, that's too many weeks, that's too many days, girl, improvise, okay? Like when you do a protective style, one, you can make sure that it's versatile or that you can change it up. So my favorite is mini twists right now that I can be versatile with. I could add beads, I could add hair clips, you could add like so much, or you could like you could style those actual mini twists different ways. Like I give you guys videos where I show you how to do like 2 to 3 weeks worth of mini twist styles if you really get that bored with your hair. And also with braids you can do the same thing. This, like, sometimes I keep a braid in the front like this twist is, and then I just change what the back of my hair does. So there's a lot you guys can do with protective styles, so you don't have to be like boring and just the same style for the same exact style for like 2 to 3 weeks. Like I know that can get boring, so you guys need to just spice it up. If you're like me with hair, yeah, I like to spice things up, you know, when I have time to do that. The other big thing with hair growth is you're going to want to protect your ends. You're going to want to put a lot of products on your ends. This is the hair farthest from your scalp, so it's the oldest hair. This is like newer hair, like the hair closer to your scalp is newer, obviously, because that's where it's growing out of your scalp. The older hair is on the bottom, so you definitely want to make sure you pay attention, maybe even extra attention to the ends to make sure that they're good, and you want to make sure that they're protected. So like I said, with protective styles, these ends are protected right now. Sometimes when I take my twists out or my braids out, if the ends look a little dry, I just add some products literally just to the ends. It's not going to hurt anything, it's just going to keep it moisturized, which prevents breaking. Now, I have heard the hypes about serums for years. So I use serums specifically on my scalp just to stimulate hair growth. And I have 3 serums that I really like. I like the smell, I like the way that it feels on my scalp, and I do feel like it has attributed in some way to my hair growth. So the first serum is Mellow Hair Serum. We gave it to my little brother because he liked it too. This serum has mint, like the strongest smell is mint, so if you're not a fan of mint, I always say like steer away from that, because I know that my mom personally doesn't really like the smell of mint, so I like to let people know. The other serum that I love is by DVINITI Skincare, and this is what it looks like. You guys can, and it has all of these great like essential oils, like for example castor oil helps with hair growth, jojoba oil helps with hair growth, peppermint is in here but it's like lower on the list, so to me this peppermint smell isn't really in there. I feel like I smell more so like lavender and probably like the castor oil. And then the last serum that is like one of my top 3 go-to serums is this one by Curlz Haircare. And this serum actually has sulfur in it. And this one, it doesn't really smell like mint. I mean, it's mint in here, I believe. I think it's mint in all of them, but I don't know. This one does sort of smell like peppermint, like Christmas time or something. So yeah, this one smells like mint too, but mint and peppermint does really stimulate scalp growth. So yeah, these are really good oils and serums. You could just literally take them like once. I try to do serums once a week or once every 2 weeks. Whenever I get ready to wash my hair, I try to do a serum at least once during that week. And that really helps with hair growth. You don't want to overdo it on the oil because you don't want to clog up your scalp and make it itchier. But yeah, if you could afford to do it once or twice a week, then that would be great. And that did really help me with stimulating hair growth and scalp health. If you're a low porosity hair type, you get low porosity products. If you're a high porosity hair type, get high porosity products. If you want to base your decisions based on porosity. If you don't, you can base it on like thickness, like how like if you're 4A or if you're 3B, like you can base it on hair types, because a lot of these companies like a lot of the bigger companies like Shea Moisture, I think Eden Body Works does it too now, and a few other like bigger companies, they are telling you what hair type certain things work for. So you definitely could take that as an avenue to just figure out what the heck does your hair like. I know that when I'm styling a style like this, my hair likes the thicker Eden Body Works products, like the butters, because that really just helps to keep the flyaways away, and it really helps to just moisturize my hair more than like I guess an oil or something like that would. Like for me, it's creams and butters like all day. Like that's what my hair likes, that's what my hair loves. Gels dry it out a little bit, but gels also are going to help to hold a style. So typically I use gels when I know that I'm about to wash my hair, like within 2 to 3 days. You don't really want to clog up your hair with gels if you don't need it. My edges are a different story. I pretty much try and wash my edges like every night, like when I'm washing my face. So if you put gel in your edges, it's not really going to be that big of a deal. It's more so when you put the gel like in your you're constantly putting it on your scalp. I noticed that clogged up my pores, and that made it hard for me to go without washing it, which in turn, like, my hair probably wasn't growing as quickly around those times, especially when I was using stuff like Eco. Like that stuff really flaked up in my hair for me personally. So another thing with hair growth is be patient. I started my journey my sophomore year of high school. It hasn't grown like astronomically, like down to my butt or anything like that, but it has grown healthier and stronger, and that's like the ultimate thing that I realize is more important on your natural hair journey, is the health and the strength of your hair. Like, yes, it's grown lengthwise, but you also need to make sure that your hair health and strength is up, because that will help it to grow lengthwise. And you just have to be patient, because people were noticing that my hair was growing before I even noticed it. People at school were like, oh hey girl, like your hair is getting longer. And this was when I was still in high school, so this was like when I was still new to being natural, maybe like 2 to 3 years in. And it just felt good that people were noticing that my hair was growing. Like it was nice that I was finally getting somewhere with all of the work that I was putting in. Alright you guys, that is a wrap. I hope you guys enjoyed this video about how I grew my hair, and comment any tips below that you have or any questions you have for me about how I grew my hair. And yeah, so I hope to see you guys next time. Videos every Friday at 11, and yeah, bye.
You the baddest, you the baddest girl that I ever seen. Could be magic, but I swear I saw you in a dream.